Day. Happy Money Monday. Guys, I'm setting up the link here. So give me a second while I get this. Make sure I have the right link connected for anybody who wants to go live with me because um often sorry oftentimes when I'm sorry guys. Oftentimes when I'm on here, people be like, hey, how can I chime in? So I want to make sure that I have the right link here. Yes, let me put it at 12 p.m. Yeah. Alrighty. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. So I think I have everything set up now. And so if anybody wanted to go live with me, they can actually go live with me. Welcome, guys. Welcome back. If you're new here, do not forget to like, share, and to subscribe to our channel. And today we are talking about the 15-3 rule. Okay. And so the 15-3 rule has always been something that I stand by. It works for me. And I have used it to tell people about it, and it has also worked for them. Okay. So if you're tired of paying the credit card every single month and you see your score is barely budging, for those who are trying to actually like raise your credit score, because you're in the interim of probably buying a house, buying a car, whatever, and the credit score is such a big problem. Um, so today we're going to talk about the 15-3 rule. But that's the 3%. That's the 3% rule. Most people pay on the due date, okay? To the due date of your bill. But then most people, they'll pay their credit card. They say, oh, I paid it off once it came and I didn't see any impact on my credit score. And I paid it and I'm still seeing all of these interest on my credit card. And it's like, I'm wasting my time. This loan is a ripoff. And a lot of people say that all the time. And you know, I'm always like, I know you're going to pay interest, but here's a way of how you could pay your credit card. I'm going to show you how to make your credit card on time so that your bank think that you are a genius. Your bank is going to be like, but wait, they have been paying their credit card the day before their credit card is due. What happened now that they're paying their credit card like they're a genius? So, right now, we're going to go into this and we're going to talk about the rules that you have to understand. And one thing you have to understand is that your due date from avoiding the late fee. But but your due date is very, very important. But your closing statement date is what actually helps your credit score. Okay. So if you're in the 600 range, 500 range, 700, and you want to get to 800, here's a cheat sheet. I'm just going to share with you what I have used um, to get into that category, right? And you can also use Credit Karma as a resource as well. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's addressed actually. Thank you. Right? So if you spend $1,000 and paid off the due date, the bank already told the credit bureau that you owed the $1,000. So that I utilization drop your score because you already charged $1,000 on your credit card and you paid off on the due date. They already reported on the statement date. So that's gonna actually affect your credit score. So if you want to clear the balance before they report it, right? Here's what you will have to do. How are you guys doing? I'm just giving you my tips that I use, the 15-30 rule. And I've been doing well. My mom, who's 60 something, she also used the 15-30 rule that I have given her. And not only she's making her car payment off faster, but when I used to have car notes, that when I was in my younger days and I used to have car notes, I use the 15-30 rule on all loans. Okay. How do I manage to get the 15-30 rule when I'm barely affording to make my payment? I understand. but sacrifice 1 month, 15/30 rule, so the other month fall in place. Okay, so that's where your emergency fund comes in, where you push your emergency fund money over into to forecast that 15/30 rule so that the next month you can catch up with the 15/30 rule, if you understand what I'm saying. Guys, if you're new here, my name is Rhea, and my channel is Martin Family Forever, where we talk about everything that the family go through. Okay, I have a blended family, which is very, very difficult, guys. It's not easy, and but we have a household of eight, and so we have to be making sure that the money is balancing. So I would be an hypocrite if I say here and we just talk about cooking and dancing and fun, and we don't talk about money, because as parents and as individual adults, grown adults, or about to be grown adults, we need to know how to not be afraid of credit card, utilize credit card, but know how to use credit card and how to use credit card effectively. So we're on the journey this year of paying off all our credit card 2026, or attempting to pay off all our credit card 2026. All right. So if you're new here and you want to join, is the link is in my bio. It's on my poster board. Is that where it is? The link is in my poster board. Let me see if I could add the link here. Hold on here, guys. I'm gonna see if I can add it here to the live, where you guys could just click on the live and join if you want to come in. If you want to share some tips, you guys definitely could share some tips with me. And if you guys, you said I'm muted. Oh, how is this? Wait. There now. Hello. Hello. Can you guys? So the whole time. Hello. Was it the whole time? I've been muted the whole time. Let me know if I've been muted the whole time, because I'm gonna have to start over back everything if I've been muted the whole time. Was I muted the whole time? Let me see. Hold on. Guys, I'm setting up the link here, so give me a second. No, it wasn't. So just make sure I have the right link connected for it. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much to tell me that the link was actually muted. I'm gonna type to the link here so you guys could join us too as well if you want to. Let me try to pin the link here if you want to join us online. Can you hear me? Yes. Can you hear me? Let's see. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Okay, great. So I have the link here. Hopefully, let me see if I can pin the link. Hold on. I don't know how to pin it. I'm trying to pin the link so today now. Devil don't want this to work today. I was trying to pin the link right here. Trying to pin the link so that you guys could pin the message. Satan, it's gonna work today. So we're gonna start over. Okay. What in the world is going on here? Ugh. All right. Hopefully this is it. Now, sorry guys. I'm super, super sorry. Hopefully this works. Hopefully this is it. Hopefully you guys are hearing me, because this is a very, 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 when I tell you this topic is so important, that I tell people that they need to join in because we're going to be talking about this today. Because I get this question so often. So I'm going to start over back and I'm going to say, Happy Monday. And if you're tired of paying your credit card bills on time, right? Sorry, here. YouTube put a Q&A on here. Hold on. Oh my God, why did I put this on here? I just can't move. I don't know. What is this? All right, let me Thank you guys for your patience. I'm not putting on anything else on my video. I'm going to start. Happy Monday. This is Money Monday. And if you're new here and this is your first time watching, welcome back to my channel. If you try to pay off your credit card bill today or every month you're seeing that your score, your credit score is barely moving, or you're seeing that it's not budging, well, today is the live that you need to be on despite the whole disturbance, okay? And if you want to join me on live, you can join me on live because today we're going to talk about the 15-3 rule. So that is the 3% where most people pay on the due date. Okay. But by if you have already done it the wrong way, there's no damage done. I'm going to show you how you can pay your credit card on a 15-3 rules, and it will help you to make your bank think that you are actually a genius. Okay? So welcome, 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 welcome. This should apply to basically any credit card company. But before we talk about the rules, okay, I hope you're having your lunch. And so this is our lunch date, okay? Because the kids are virtual school and homegirl don't know how to use iPhone anything. And so I had technical difficulties in setting up my kids with their homeschool today. But before we talk about the rule, you have to understand that the due date is set aside. The due date is for to avoid the late fees, okay? But your statement date is the date that the bank actually report the money that you owe on the bank to the bank, okay? So the due date is when they report your late fees. Statement days is when they report to the credit score. So, are you on the journey of building credit, right? If you are, you can join the live, click the link right there, join, come on screen, and we could talk about it. We could brainstorm together, okay? But before we go into that, we're going to break down some strategies here, okay? So, the 15-day before the payment balance, you make your face payment. So, I had it written down, but guys, me no know which I'm put the paper, and today is a very hectic day. So, say for instance, you owe your credit card payment on the 20th. So, 15 days before that would be on the 5th. So, on the 5th, you will make your first payment. It should be about half of the balance of what you owe. All right. And that shows the bank that you are reducing your average daily balance, right? And so that the interest you start paying on some of the interest that the bank will charge to carry over to the balance for that month. Okay, got it? So for 3 days before the statement date, so if you look on your credit card, there is a due date and there is also a statement date. For the statement date is when they actually report to the credit card, right? They tell the credit card, hey, they owe this amount of money. So that is what actually impact your credit score. So that's when you make the second half of the payment that's due on your credit card. You just pay off the rest. The result, the statement closing 3 days earlier, the bank will report zero for that month to your credit card, to your credit bureau, right? And so that the utilization look like it's less than what it is. And that is what will help your score to actually skyrocket, but it also helps you to reduce the interest that you pay on the card. Okay? Got it? Let me know if you got it, because I don't want to keep talking. I know that there will be rewatch, but I really don't want to keep talking, and you guys don't understand. If there's anything that I need to repeat, I am willing to repeat. So I'm gonna give you like 2 seconds. And I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm telling you what I have used and what I have teach people to use, and it has worked for them. You could also do your research on it as well, but this is what I have used. And since we're in the no credit card 2026, we got to know how to pay our credit card and pay it effectively so those interests not beating us. If you're not into credit score and credit score don't really matter to you, um, you can just pay it as normal. But you know, you have to also try to protect your credit score because you never know when you're ever going to need your credit. So you have to also make sure you maintain it, but also make sure you're not paying too much on your credit card in interest rate monthly. Okay. So now some of you asked about the three rules. This is um this is your target. You want to report a balance that is that to be more than 3% of the total limit. So you want your credit card to stay the balance 3% of your total limit. So for instance, you have $1,000 limit. You don't want the bureau to report more than $30. Okay. So the 1530 rule actually plans to make sure that 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 target happen every single month. So if you hit 3% or less, you're an excellent category to the lender. So when a lender is looking to lend you money, or the bank that you borrowed money through for your credit card, they're like, oh, I can add some more. I can add some more balance because this person is a genius in regards to borrowing money. Because once you use a credit card, it's actually you're borrowing money. Okay. It's not your money, you're borrowing to the future. And if you want us to cover that, let's go back onto one of my courses that I had before now. So, do you have any questions for me? Any question here? If you have any question, you guys could come on screen and let's talk, because it's lunchtime and we're talking about how to pay off credit card, the 1533 rule for your credit score. And a lot of people don't have that conversation in regards to money. They're afraid to talk about money, they're afraid to talk about debt, they're afraid to talk about all of these things. And it's very, 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 very important in our lives. So I'm leaving some questions before. They have a thing to say, when you're on a scratcher, you ever get money. I don't know what that is. But my aunt, I scratch me. Am I gonna get money? Tell me. Mm. All right. So what I've said, as it helped you, if it has helped you, could you hit the like button? Could you hit the like button? So that I can know, so because I love talking about these topics on Mondays, okay? Um, so I don't want it to seem like, oh, I'm just talking about something that I personally like and nobody has any interest in it. So if you do like what I'm talking about, please hit the like button. Or if you're afraid to leave a comment, then, you know, that just shows me that other persons are actually interested. So far, I only see one person interested in learning the 1530 rule in regards to paying off your credit card. And it is so funny because one of the questions that I get from a lot of people, they're like, oh, what's your credit score? And I tell them, oh my God, how do you do that? It's like, it's easy. It is easy. Like, that could never happen to me. It can happen to you if you know how to utilize your credit as a genius. Not only it will help you to build your credit score, but it will help you to pay less interest on the credit card that you have, because you pay your interest per day. Okay. I'm supposed to have a whiteboard, but everything didn't go as planned as today. So, for instance, let me give for instance. So the you have the 15-30 rule. So on I just want you to visualize because I don't have the board now. I really wanted to write it on the board, but I don't have the board. So on day 15, if your statement balance is due on the 20th of the month, on day 15, that will be the 5th of the month, you had $1,000 for your credit card due. So on the 15th of them is due on the 20th, $1,000, right? So on the 15th of the month, you would pay $500. Okay. And then 3 days before before the 20th, that would be on the 17th of the month. On the 5th of the month, sorry, let me back it up. On the 5th of the month, you will pay $500. And then 3 days before your credit card due, because it's due on the 20th, on the 17th of the month, like in my phone, I have it on my calendar. On the 17th of the month, you would pay the other 50%, the other percentage. So that would be the other $500. So you would be like 100% total in payment. And that utilization target will actually bring up your credit score, right? So even though you have debt, you know, you have even though you have debt, you have your credit score still improving. You'd be like, how you have so much debt and your credit score is so high? You know? How you have so much debt and your credit score is so high? The reason why your credit score is so high because you know how to do the 15-30 utilization rule, right? Any word for me. Any word, any word, any word. I know it's gonna read somebody. Somebody will benefit from this. So whether there's a comment or not, I'm gonna still go through. So the statement closing date versus the due date. So this is the number one point of confusion for many of our viewers or for many people who I know who are just coming, especially come from a third world country like Jamaica, who we don't really use credit card that much. We use our own cash. And so it's kind of stressful for a lot of immigrants because they're like, let me pay off the credit card now pay off, right? So that's because the statement closing dates, the day that you're paying it, it's already reported to the credit bureau and it's now impacting your credit score and it's now impacting you. So the day the billing cycle ends and the bank take a snapshot. So that's your statement closing date of the balance and it's sent it to the credit bureau and this date it affect your credit score. So are you struggling with your credit score? Are you trying to reach a certain point? What's a comfortable point to your credit score? I would say 750 is a comfortable point with a credit score. Is that's when you're like in your 3%, you know, and it's not hard to get by. It's not hard to come by. And but for many people, it's very difficult because they don't know how to do it. You know, they said I make my payment every month on time, but it's just not helping me. And if you pay it off before it's reported, does it really help you? No, it doesn't help you. So you don't want to swipe a credit card and use it unless you're using it for the points. Last week we had a viewer on here who said that I use my credit card, but I just use it for the points. So I get the rewards, so I'm able to travel with it. Well, if you're doing it for that, that makes sense. But let's do it not only for the points, but also to boost your credit scores, because you never know when you might need a good credit to get the lowest percentage on anything. I don't have a car note. I mean, I don't think nobody in my house has a car note, but you never know. Life can happen, especially in this economy where we might one day need, hopefully, we never need a car note, but you know, sometimes life happens and you may need one. Okay. So the due date is usually 21 to 25 days after the statement closing date. So the only deadline that's only the deadline to avoid all of the late fees. Okay. So the secret. If you wait until the due date to pay, the bank has already reported your I balance to the bureau weeks ago before you ready, right? And your score drops, and now you're paying it off in full, but it's already reported because now your score has dropped. Okay, so this is why the 3% is the magic number. Okay, okay. Lenders category credit utilization are into tiers. While most people here stay on the 30%, the elites stay on the 3%. So if you use Credit Bureau, it will Credit Karma, it will help you to see the percentage or the percentile that you're in. I have a Credit Karma from that. So I think that's one of the first thing I had since I came in the States. No, I don't create my credit score. I don't need credits for anything, but it's very important sometimes to actually keep up to date on it, especially if you're just establishing in the state. So 0% utilization also flag your account as inactive. And some people score is just like dormant, okay? So you never ever want your utilization of your credit card to be like 0%, because the goal of acquiring credit is to build wealth, okay? We don't acquire credit just for anything, okay? So 1 to 3% of utilization, this is the sweet spot. This is where you're actually in the sweet spot of a lender, because now you're just using 1% per month and they love you. Even though they want you to borrow more, they'll increase the amount of credit limit that you have, to show that you actually have good credit and they need you, and they know that you don't need it, but the money is there. So, and for the calculation, if you have a limit of 10,000, in which that's pretty small, and so the normal person who have 10,000 on a credit card are just like probably somebody who's just coming in the country, I would hope. And they're just establishing credit just probably about 3 to 5 years of their life, right? But you want your statement balance to be 100 to 300 in that scenario. If you need to use your credit card, use it, but make sure you're using it on something very, 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 very wisely. All right, I'm coming, Gabby. The daily average balance benefit. If viewers are currently carrying a balance, um, the payment interest, the 1530 rules helps even more. Okay. So most banks, no, no, no. I'm sorry, guys. You're at school, you go study your words, put that down. Intermission. So by making a payment 15 days early, you lower the average for the second half of the month. Okay. So that's why if you do the 1530 rule, you realize that you push out your payment date sometime 1 to 2 months out if you follow the 1530 rules. So people who pay the credit card exactly before the day or on the day off, your credit card statement is due the same month every other month. But if you follow the 1530 rule, you lower your average, and what it can do is to push you out like a month or two ahead, which actually reduces the interest for your next billing cycle. Okay? In which I love it. Hopefully, my husband is watching this. Hopefully, because I can't keep explaining myself over and over again to him. So hopefully he's watching this, and if not, I will send this video to him for him to watch it. So during my live, okay, and this is where I'm going to start wrapping up now, because normally I have it for 30 minutes, but I was late for my live today. I was late. Okay. Do you have Credit Karma downloaded? If you're in the States and you're trying to build credit, do you have Credit Karma? Credit Karma is an active site, but be careful when you're downloading Credit Karma, because you want to make sure it's actually Credit Karma and not something that look like Credit Karma that you're putting your information in. So find a credit source where you can check your credit score without impacting your credit score by pulling it from the bureau. And Credit Karma is one of the places that I use. Okay. Also, find your statement and find out when is your statement date closed, because there's two dates on your credit card. The statement day is closed, and also when the account is due. Identify the statement closing date, and 15 days before the statement closing date, make sure that you are making that payment. Okay, so set a calendar. On my calendar, I have a calendar set, and 16 days before, I make my payment. So, what is your credit score? Are you struggling? Are you trying to lean on, I don't know where to start? This is the trick. 1530 rule is absolutely the way to go about establishing and building credit. So stop paying your credit card the wrong way. Um, Try to pay the credit card the right way, the 1530 rule. So if you're already late, as I said, try to go into your savings account, pull some money out, bring it over into putting you like a month ahead. So for next month, when you get paid, you can also fall on that 1530 rule. This is Money Monday, where we're breaking on the 1530 rule and bringing you guys into the 800 club credit score of high utilization. Okay. Right. So I know I'm late today, so the traffic is not here as I normally have, because now it's after 12 o'clock, and normally my Money Monday is at 11 o'clock. But I know this will be able to help somebody when they return to the channel to watch this. Hopefully, I was able to help you guys. And I'm just gonna stay on here just a little bit to see if anybody wanted to join the Money Monday, and let's talk about something to do with money. How to pay off credit card, the 1530, 15.3, versus the 3 rule for 800 credit score. Do you have any questions for me before I go? Any question? Because my baby is at home and I have to help her with her work, and she has a class at 1. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's see here. Let's see. Nothing, nothing. I'm checking here. Okay. All right. If this helped you, hit the like button and share this live with somebody who's struggling with their credit card and paying their credit card. Somebody who is trying to build wealth, somebody who's trying to go starting, we're getting close to retirement. We got to start planning for our retirement. Time to start planning now. So on Monday, not at this time, at 11 o'clock today is just a bad day because the kids are home. You can meet me on here where we talk about anything to do with money. And it's Money Monday, where you can like, share, and subscribe to my channel. All right. And so it was so nice to have you. Let's get that 800 credit score. And if you want me to talk more about it, we could have another week where we could talk about 800 credit score. Go and master that credit card. Make sure that credit card utilization um, is below that 3%. That 3% is the elite, but that 30% is the ones who are emerging to the elite. All right. Start using the 15 days, 3 days rule, and target the 3% utilization. Bye, guys. Take care. And hopefully, I was able to help somebody today. All right. So, any questions for me before I go? Any question? I'm sorry about that live today and the lateness of the live. All right, I'm going to be adding this to my course tab, and hopefully this is able to help somebody. Bye and thank you.